Hey everyone, the professor here, and I am answering Wendy Valencia's grocery budget questions on what is reasonable for a grocery budget. She asked me, yes me, a random YouTuber who watched her video and saw her finger point in my direction, and so I'm taking it and trying to contribute to her collaboration. So I'm going to begin with question 2 because the answer to it actually impacts the answer to question 1. And the question 2 was, does the food budget depend on the cost of living in your area? From what I can tell, most plans are based on either X dollars per person in the family or X percentage of your income. Obviously, the latter is impacted by where you live, while the former is not. I think the true requirements for the food budget is based on 3 main factors: the size of your family, where you live, and the cost of your family's tastes. So the short answer to question 2 is yes, cost of living in your area is a factor. Food prices vary based on where you live, even for staples like a gallon of milk or a dozen eggs. Where I am, for example, a gallon of milk costs $3.63, a loaf of wheat bread is $1.98, and a dozen non-special large chicken eggs are priced at $1.18. I'd expect these to be higher on the coasts. I'd actually be interested to hear what others who answer this question say these types of products cost where they live. And then question 1, how much do you think is reasonable and why? So we're just starting to really budget, but I think $100 per week is reasonable for where I live with 2 adults and a child. So then I multiply that by 13 weeks per quarter over 3 months per quarter, and I get around $430 per month. In February, we spent $481.23 on groceries. However, $72.81 of that was at a butcher shop on meat that was not just meant for February. If you exclude that, we spent $408.42. In March, by contrast, we only spent $312.14. That averages out to about $360 a month on groceries. But I plan for all budget categories, groceries included, as the most we might spend on them. So for now, I'm leaving the grocery budget at $430 a month. To localize to Virginia, I had to increase it by 22%, so $430 times 1.22 is around $525 a month. So my advice to Wendy would be start at $525 and try to bring it under, maybe eventually try to bring it under $500 a month. But don't starve yourselves trying to keep it under $300. That seems low to me. Question 3. Do you use any places like Zycon Fresh for bulk meat purchasing? Not exactly, but we do buy from a local butcher shop. I suggest finding stores in your area and signing up for their email newsletters or just watching their social media pages for deals. Also, pro tip, save up and buy a deep freeze. They can pay for themselves. Question 4. Do you shop at Costco, Sam's, or BJ's, and do you think it raises or lowers your grocery budget? Yes, we do shop at Sam's Club, and I think across a period of time buying in bulk from a membership club can save you money, but a few tips to remember on this. 1. Always take a list with you to these kinds of stores, and try to limit yourself from buying things not on your list. 2. Don't forget to budget for the annual membership fee. I don't include it in the normal food budget categories, but you can't forget about it. 3. Normally they say don't shop hungry, but at Sam's, at least, you can get free samples, especially on Saturdays, and you can use those to supplement a lighter lunch on days you shop at the club if you go when it's busy. Just know that they might lead you to buy more stuff than was on your list. And number 4, busier times to shop at Sam's are the weekends or just after most folks get off work. The store can be crowded and the lines are long on these times. But you also get the most samples. If you can slip into the store when most people are working, like between 8 and 3, it'll be less busy and you might be able to make it out quicker and with fewer impulse buys. Question 5. Do you coupon or shop sale flyers? Not in the extreme, but we do save coupon offers we receive in the mail and flip through them before heading to the store. We don't subscribe to any special coupon services or even a newspaper, because that's just one more thing you can cut out of a budget to save money. We do also look at online ads before making grocery lists. And sometimes, if we're going to be making something in the next week or so, and we see an ingredient for it on sale at a particular store, we do make it a point to go to that store to pick it up, just to save the money. Questions 6 and 7 were, do you meal prep and do you meal plan? We meal plan more than we prep. We just recently kicked off an 8-week meal plan. Our goal is to eventually expand it to 13 weeks and repeat it just once a quarter. We just started this though, so we don't know if or how much it saves us, but we're actually making a video series on our 8-week plan, which I'll link below and hopefully in an eye in the sky. Have you ever tried a meal planning service like Easy Meals? I'm not actually familiar with Easy Meals, but it seems like you're paying others for something that you can do for yourself for cheaper, especially when you can find free help on the internet. The internet is a wonderful thing. And then question 9, how much do you eat out and how do you budget for that? This is kind of a shameful area. We split the budget for getting food into 3 categories: fast food, dining out, and drinks or snacks, which is usually running into a gas station for drinks or snacks. And these are our monthly budgets. The fast food is drive-through, and the restaurants are eating out, like sitting down and eating out. And these are the dollar values. We budget $200 a month for fast food, although we stay under that, and $75 for restaurants, which we typically stay under unless there's something unplanned that comes up and we end up having to take part in it. Those are more for your social obligations. And then if the soft drinks and snacks category sounds weird or high, I am a fountain drink addict, I confess. Most of this is budget spent on me refilling mugs at our local gas station, usually on the way home from work. And if I get myself a drink, I have to bring my wife one too. And after sales tax, it ends up being over $2 per stop. And that adds up after a while. But if my most expensive vice ends up costing me $40 a month, I can live with myself. So then to just give a few final thoughts on this. The more work that's been done on an item, the more expensive it is, obviously. If you buy sliced ham versus a big chunk of ham, and slice it up yourself, you can save money there. Or buying tomatoes versus canned tomato paste or tomato paste squeeze. And I give that example because I actually saw that in a store recently. On the same aisle, they had tomato paste in a jar at a certain price per ounce, and then tomato paste in a squeeze tube was literally 3 times the cost per ounce. And just to save prep time and make it easier to get out. And then also, if you use an item a lot, buying in bulk is usually cheaper unit price. But if it's going to spoil, it's obviously not worth it. I mean, these are things that pretty much everybody knows, but just to reiterate them. And then to consider buying off-brand versus name brand, there are a few things I say never buy off-brand on. Cling wrap or cling film is one. Ketchup is another in our household. Heinz is the only acceptable ketchup. So I really hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, please check out my channel. I'll admit this is a slightly different format than some of my other videos, and my earlier videos are more focused on gear reviews, but I am moving into financial videos, including the series on meal planning. So, again, this is Professor Nolan, class dismissed.